And this is Peter Palmiati of Human Art Studios, and this is Making Comics and Art, episode 385. So, first of all, I have a lot of things I want to chit-chat about. Don't expect the crowd, so it won't distract me, maybe. But yeah, okay, so first of all, I have links. There's two of them in the chat at the top. Tip jar and my Patreon. If you want to support me, support the studio, support the channel, please go check those out. And off the top, I will mention that yeah, for the foreseeable future, unless I have special events or whatnot, I'll be working on Faction Paradox on my channel. Like, for instance, Sheldon Martin, who I had on last week, I'll be inking his cover to his issue 2 of his book. But I'll be filming and uploading those unless I do otherwise. But that's the plan. Take whatever I say with a grain of salt. My intentions are good. But regarding the title of this episode, I posted on some of my socials, YouTube being one of them, about me not taking any new work. It was with the logo for my studio, Human Art Studio. And yeah, I didn't feel the need to post it everywhere, but you know, post on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, and just kept it at that for now. But the reason being is, for a long time I've been struggling with my workload and money coming in and a lot of different things. You know, I always want to do the best job I possibly can, and there's a point where taking on too much work affects that. And you know, I kind of sort of didn't have a choice because I need to pay my bills, obviously. And you think with all this work that I have all this money coming in, but you know, a lot of the work I have, I've been paid in advance. And that doesn't mean that everything is, you know, overdue. Everything has its own schedule. So which I'm trying to comply with on too many things. I have like a dozen different things in the air. But yeah, having too much is, I can't give enough attention to any one thing a lot of times. And so I was able to just take a loan and really focus on what I got right now and what I should get done sooner than later. And besides Faction, there's 3 things I want to get done this month. There's an anthology story. There's Sheldon's cover, Anthology Stars, Sheldon's cover, and the Nightwing piece. So even though I took a loan to get my bills in order, I am technically still behind, and also I do have to bring in money for food and supplies. So I will be focused more on making money outside of taking on new work, which is selling art, maybe even some books. Although that's not going to be something big I do. I will be going through my collection and seeing absolutely what I want to keep and absolutely what I can part with. Because, number one, they're taking up space, and number two, if I can make a couple of bucks on some books that I don't really want, then that's a plus. So yeah, like the big scope of it all is that I have way too much work. I have over a year's worth of work, and by really pushing myself and my workload right now, I'll be able to trim a lot of the small gigs and little things out of the way, being able to then focus on the bigger projects, Faction being one of them. Because I know I like to give what I'm working on more time and not rush through things. So month by month, I'll be focused on really hammering out some smaller projects and while working on the big projects. So I can give a lot more balance to where my focus is. Because I don't mind working 7 days a week. But if I can have some quality downtime, that's also a plus. So right now we're talking, it's 2 weeks left to the month. Like I said, I got like 3 things I definitely want to get done. I should have just the right amount of time to do those. And also hand in some quality work, which is the most important thing. So I'm excited. I'm excited about where this will take me. And that I'll be able to actually, clear my workload over the course of the rest of the year. And probably by spring, really just focus on retro for a couple of months. Get that done, printed, and shipped to the people that picked it up in the Kickstarter I did way too long ago. But I'll be able to focus on a big part of what's left is the coloring. You know, it's fully penciled, fully inked. Coloring is going to take me a long time since I'm not an expert in doing color digitally, so I have a lot to learn, but I want to leave a quality chunk of time for me in order to learn and work. So yeah, if I can get a couple of side inking gigs done, cover work I got going on right now done, anthology story. What else is small that I have? Well, there is Icebox, which I'm co-creating, co-writing, penciling and inking. That I just need to get another 3 pages done, plus I want to do some stuff for the crowdfunder page, do some character design mock-ups and whatnot. And I should probably I should probably do some of that for my own book. But yeah, if I can get some work on Icebox done by the summer, before the summer, that would be pretty great too. So if you're watching me, you've never been on my channel before, do me a favor and subscribe, give this video a like, share it out with your friends. Comic book inker in the industry, 34 plus years. Specifically, I'm going to be focused on inking this project, which is Faction Paradox. It was previously a series on Through Image back in the early 2000s. But now it has a new writer, new penciler, and same old inker, which is me. The pages we did do for the series are being used in what will be a graphic novel. And it will be a little bit choose your own adventure, a couple of different endings. And it's a project I'm super excited about. We'll be crowdfunding it later this year. The goal is to get a big chunk, if not all of it, completed. The penciler is way ahead of me schedule-wise, but I'll be catching up. This is also why I don't want to take on more work. I want to give more time to working on Faction, as well as my own creation retro. So in time, in time, things will fall more into place, and hopefully I have more success selling my art, and I'll be more consistent making my own art, which will be a lot of, I guess, I hate the word, but technically, fan art, yeah. My favorite heroes or movie characters. You know, I love a lot of things. So I'm going to start drawing a lot of things I love. It only makes sense. I'm trying to tell myself that. I don't know. It's like I don't want to be the kind of comic book artist that mostly does fan art, but fan art is what mostly sells. I do have some things in the works that won't be necessarily that. So we'll see if that sells as well. You know, have been known in the past to do random artwork, and I've sold some of it. So yeah, because my taste and whatnot change, don't have necessarily one thing I draw on the side. It's like I love nature, you know. It's like sometimes I feel like drawing nature. I love animals, you know. I should really draw more animals. My father was really good at drawing horses. That's something, you know, I've rode horses a couple of times. Love horses. I dream of going horseback riding again. I did when I was young. Not nowhere near in recent years. But if I can work to get my schedule in gear, work on getting a better income without taking on work, without taking on new work, then that will be an excellent thing. You know, like I said, it's like tell people I got too much work, and they're like, well, you know, it's better to have too much work. But you know, the quality of the work gets affected if you're dealing with a lot of people on a regular basis, like I do, dealing with other people's schedules on a regular basis, which I do. It's like at a certain point, everything gets affected, and I want to be more on top. You know, I'm not happy with my work unless I really give it the time I think is necessary. I don't want to do a fair job. I want to do a great job every time. And, you know, it's like in many ways, you know, I've been known as a slow inker. I don't care, like to a certain degree, because I'd rather turn in an excellent job than just a fair job. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. So yeah, the plan going forward is that I'm going to try to stream here every day, every weekday, mostly in the mornings. Working on faction for the most part. And this is, by the way, if you didn't catch, it's written by Finn Clock, is a Londoner. It's penciled by Les Lyndon Gardner and inked by me, to be colored by Dan Kemp. Dan has done a lot of work for Todd McFarlane on Spawn. You also see him, you know, he's done a lot of mobile work and whatnot. So this is going to be a fantastic book. It's just a matter of time. You are along for the journey. I know more people will be watching this afterwards. Not everybody is able to during the day, especially during the mornings. But I figure if I stream in the morning as opposed to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, is more where I have streamed. But I feel like it interrupts my days a lot of times. So if I do it in the morning, it's out of the way. If I needed to go to the store or the post office or anywhere, then afternoons is a better time for me to do that. I mentioned, yeah, I want to do more of my own art of characters I love. If you've seen, I posted shorts. I posted, like I shared in live streams. Like I did a Captain America piece that was, inspired by Jack Kirby. And I sold that, shipped that out. So if the Nightwing, it's the 80s version, which it's a costume. I don't think it was long used, but it was originally, I think it was designed by Torres, and it was originally in Teen Titans when he was doing it. It's kind of a little goofy. It was redesigned from what I've seen online. I don't know what redesigns were used in the comics, but a less goofy version. George is, I like his designs, but it was of an era. Again, not taking on more work. There are, as I say that, there are a few things that I've talked to a few people about that might pop up. But I'm not pushing for those things right now. I might touch base with those people once I get a few things cleared out. We shall see. I do notice that I've been streaming more. I haven't been 100% consistent, but I've been streaming every week. I didn't have a whole lot of guests which I'll have guests on the channel again, but nothing is planned right now. I just need to do this solo for a little bit. Like I said, I'll be much more. I'll be happier to get through this month, to get things, a couple of things off my plate, and to get better focused. Eventually, I really need to upgrade a bunch of things, work on my studio. There's a whole mess of things as freelance artist. I need to improve my business. I need to improve myself, my studio. I really want to work on my skills, especially my artistic skills. Be more consistent with that and share that around. It's a whole lot of work that goes into being an artist, being a successful one at that. And, it's like I learned by doing things wrong. Well, I've done plenty wrong. But, you can always bounce back. Don't get in your head about it. You may have noticed, like, even though I've shared Faction Paradox and that I'm working on it, and then I've showed pages off, and I've worked on this channel a bunch. Not necessarily sharing exactly what the story is. I'll do that once we start getting closer to something actually happening with it outside of me working on it. I mean, you could tell a lot by the illustration. What's on the page. Not working with a writer out in London just for the hell of it. And it's not the only project we're doing together. We're doing a book proposal, which is what I'm going to focus on, getting those 7 pages inked this month, so we could start, get those colored, get those lettered, finish our proposal, and then start hitting up publishers. And if we can get that book picked up, which is also written by the same writer as this, which is Finn Clark, then that will be a 4-issue miniseries, unless the publisher wants to do it as a series or a shorter miniseries or whatever. Depending on who you get picked up by, little things like that can change. So we'll see. We shall see. My focus is a couple of deadlines I want to see through this month. Keep that on my target. If I can keep to my own promises for myself, then I'm very happy. Then I'll have less to do next month. I won't have to sweat anything. And put more quality time into what I'm working on. You know, as far as doing my own art and whatnot, I would like to do a bunch of art of my own and really take my time with it. So if my art sales improve, if the amount of what I draw sells better, you know, then I'll start doing that for sure. So my commitment to do my own art is increasing. We'll see if it's worth it. So far, so good. Pretty sure I've sold more of my own art in the last year. You know, it's another thing. Don't always keep good records of what I've worked on, what I've sold. Always do things better. Yeah. Yeah. Monday, it's another week. It's a holiday for some. Me, it's just another Monday. Take a little easier this weekend. But definitely right now, I work every day. So I did some work over the weekend, but I definitely took the evenings off. Did catch, you know, what I watch on TV as far as shows and movies is at a minimum. I'm only going to do so as I make real progress in what I'm doing. So last month I watched K-pop Demon Hunter, and it's really good. I highly recommend. Really like the animation. Really like the story. Definitely worth checking out. I mean, it's highly successful, so it's not hurting for people to watch it. And what else? So yeah, this Saturday night I did catch half the episodes of Wonder Man, which is Marvel's new show. Wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it. The trailers and whatnot look pretty good. They used Trevor again, who was originally the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. You know, it was a fake out, but he's phenomenal. I mean, it's freaking Ben Kingsley. He's such a great actor, and it's kind of a goofy role for him. But one solid. Oh, it's out. It's out. I know a lot of people have gotten off the Marvel bandwagon because not everything has been quality, but it's really good. The chemistry. I'm not sure who Wonder Man is, the actor's name, but he holds his own. Like the chemistry between the two actors is so good. So I look forward to catching the rest of that. Seeing where it winds up. Um, Marvel's at a sort of critical stage where I guess everything is going to change, and the catalyst of that will be Avengers Doomsday. So for me to enjoy Avengers Doomsday, it's like I don't hope they don't destroy the universe to build the universe. I don't know. We'll see. I know it's going to be great. The Russo brothers did such a phenomenal job with Endgame, Infinity Gauntlet, all that. I mean, the best solo movies were like the Cap movies were really, really good. So we'll see. Doesn't cost me much to watch and enjoy their films. I'm definitely not reading the amount of Marvel comics I used to. Or any for that matter. But I am interested in the new Daredevil series with the new team, Stephanie and I forget. You can look it up. First issue of their run comes out April 1st. It was delayed, whatever reason. Marvel scheduling. Daredevil's one character. Like, if Marvel called me up and said, "We want you on a book," I would say, "I want to do Daredevil." Iron Man's a favorite character of mine, but I mean, they super over recent years, they super advanced Iron Man with his costume, which is like, yeah, you know, I understand, but it's hard to. What do you do with a character once he's reached guard status? Not, I'm just guessing on based on things I've seen. It's sort of like with the Hulk, it's not the Incredible Hulk. It's they used other adjectives, but the Hulk uncovers, he's splitting apart and coming back together. I don't know what's going on. Breakfast. Stomach's just telling me, hey, go eat something else. Which I guess I'll do soon. But I did want to come here, did want to stream. Get a little more done on faction. Yeah, maybe, you know, get ahead in a few things. I'll be more eager to do longer streams again. So we shall see. And you work with it well. You know, you're digging into the paper, so you pick up paper threads. So you gotta be mindful of that. Because if you go to ink something, you get a bunch of threads on the end of the tip. You automatically get a longer line. I mean, a thicker line, and not necessarily a clean line. So you have to keep refilling the ink on it, but you also have to keep making sure it's a clean tip. So yeah, I'll go another 3 minutes. Mostly wanted to get you up to speed that, you know, I'll be working on faction pretty much in my lives. I'm working to get a few things finished and accomplished so that they're off my schedule so that I can better maintain my schedule. I'll be working to sell my art more and make more art. Make more of my own art. Because I am an artist after all. I know, you know, like good to a certain extent, and I could be better, and you know, decades of indie comics has taught me definitely how to polish anything. And I know I haven't delivered the best of my work yet, you know. I'm not necessarily holding back and just like overwhelmed with my workload, which is the whole point of me not taking on any new work. I want to deliver better and better work. The things I got in store, I'm going to blow your mind. Well, maybe not blow your mind, but you know, you look at it and you go, hey, that's pretty cool. So yeah, just for today, do a little bit of a shorter one. And I hope you enjoyed it. You know, if you're watching this later, let me know what you're up to. Oh, one of the things I haven't mentioned is I'm adding to what's in the description box down below the video. I'm adding to that list and I'm categorizing it. So there's socials, there's GoFundMe's, and then there's crowdfunding. The GoFundMe's are a couple of my friends. I implore you to go check out and pledge to those. There's 2 of them if you can. A couple of my friends are going through hard times, could use the help. If you can't pledge anything yourself, share it, always helps. Yeah, so we got socials, we got crowdfunding. A lot of those campaigns aren't live, so I'll switch some people to socials section. This is my attempt to building a tighter knit community. Some of those people are actively my friends. Some of those just people I admire them and their work. So yeah, just, you know, go down there and check out a lot of fellow artists and comic makers. It's kind of worth it, you know, and I'm going to devise more and more ways as to building a tighter knit community down the line when I have more time. It's just little adjustments here and there as I go. And once again, if you want to support me directly, you can go to my PayPal and just use it as a tip jar, or become a patron. As soon as I sort out a bunch of work, I'm going to get on a comic I'll be doing there called Nice Monster, which is going to be a lot of fun, that I co-write with a friend of mine, Jay. So yeah, it's all worth checking out, all worth doing. And this is the end. So keep making comics, keep making